Adcox-Hernandez, or I go by Thom Hernandez. I'm half Mexican, half German, and I'm an actor, and I live in Palm Springs. In retrospect, I see all kinds of stuff. I see when I would watch Lost in Space, and I would be so looking for the dad. I was so excited to be looking for the father when he would come on TV, and I had to be like 8 or 9 years old, so I would wait till he came back on, and I would just watch and watch. So I would just watch for that. So, but I had no idea. I still didn't think I was gay, but in retrospect, I was attracted to all the guys in TV shows. I just knew that's what I was going to do. So when I came out to California, I went to a dancing, acting, singing studio found in Torrance, an offshoot of Los Angeles. And I didn't have any money. I drove there and I had practically no money for even food. I was sleeping in my car. So I went to the studio and I asked the owner if I could scrub the mirrors and wash the floors and do all that stuff. And for free classes. I got really good, so I was teaching like baby boys tap and baby ballerinas and stuff like that. And one of the kids that I was teaching's mom was an agent, so she's the one that started representing me and sending me on things. And then I got a scholarship to a bigger studio in Hollywood. And I was there and I was taking classes and I would demonstrate for the teacher, demonstrate the teacher's moves and all that stuff. And at the end of class, this beautiful, tiny little thing came up to me and she goes, "Thom, I love watching you dance. Your technique's so beautiful." And nobody knew really who she was. It was Paula Abdul, but I didn't know that back then because she was like a Lakers girl and a Lakers choreographer. And so she said to me and this other guy, Eddie Garcia, she said, "Will you come over to Debbie Reynolds' studio in a couple hours? I'm a choreographer and I'm doing a music video." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll go." So I go over there and she opens the door and brings us in and she tells me she's Paula and I'm like, "Oh, hi." And Janet Jackson's sitting on the floor, just her and her two producers, and so me and Eddie danced, and Eddie Garcia and I are friends till this day. But she used us both in the video in Nasty Boys. That's what it was. The voiceover thing kind of just fell into my lap because I was doing commercials and TV and stuff, little parts by little parts. When I wanted to touch on the Felix the Cat thing was because the producer, he did, his name was Phil Roman, and he's Mexican, and he produced The Simpsons. He was the one he didn't create The Simpsons, but he produced their show and everything, and his name was in it, Phil Roman. And I remember I went and I read for that, to be that, and I got really close to getting the voice of Bart. And but I didn't get it, and then years later they were auditioning for the Twisted Tales of Felix the Cat, and it was Phil Roman Productions. And I remember it ended up turning out to be a big deal. Like Telemundo interviewed me because when I got Felix the Cat, it was like a whole big deal because it was 8-month process of auditioning, and they were auditioning everybody. Every celebrity wanted that part, and it got down between me and Mayim Bialik and Pee Wee Herman. And I remember I got it out of all three of those, probably because I was cheaper than anybody else. I don't know why, but Phil certainly 2 come out sooner. Because there was a lot of, I felt like I couldn't fully know myself, hiding that part of myself. It almost makes me want to cry. Yeah, I would say, come out and don't worry about what other people would say, because it's hiding yourself like that isn't good. It really, when I finally fully came out and embraced it, it was just the best feeling ever. You feel like you're just starting to live.